You guys good? Coach, having the bye week after having 2 games in 5 days, has that kind of helped you guys reset the calendar a little bit and get ready for these back-to-back Wednesdays?
It's been different, the 5-day window happened so fast that now when you have actually a whole 2 weeks before you play, it's almost like starting all over again. And we were playing better football, so is that better for us to wait? I don't know, but we needed it and get a couple guys a little kind of refreshed. And these 6 games will come up pretty quick, and all conference games. But I've been pleased how we handled. Gave you guys a couple days off. They were really excited about that. But they know how important the stretch run's going to be.
Your opponent next Wednesday coming out of a defensive struggle on national TV. Kind of share some thoughts with what you saw at Middle Tennessee.
Yeah, athletic team. We thought they were one of the most athletic teams we played last year. We were fortunate to win that one. The quarterback threw for 400 yards or something on us last year, and he's back. Got a lot of respect for him. They got some really good skill players. One of the best tight ends in the league, one of the best receivers in the league. That's good on special teams, and so it's got our guys' attention for sure. We've had pretty good practices. Getting our guys back to normal schedule's not going to happen for a couple weeks, but they've handled the way, like today's being a Monday for our guys. That's a day off for our players, but it's our preparation's been pretty good so far.
Questions for Coach?
Injuries? Yeah, injuries. You talk about some guys getting better. Just where you guys stand. I know Webb was out.
Yeah, Roby's out for the year, unfortunately. Was our leader at center. Anwar Lewis is questionable. We're not sure he's going to play in this game. He's got an ankle injury. He's hoping the open date would help him bring him back, but we're not sure about that yet. I think who else?
Clay Webb.
Clay Webb's, yeah, he's been a little limited in practice, but he should be good to go.
Just where does your line? Obviously, you can probably get Webb back, but just where does your line go when you lose a center?
Yeah, Coach Trickett's fortunately he's got a lot of experience. Using the center. The center's always the toughest one, because that's the guy that's not just snapping the ball, but is making calls and kind of leading the way. So we thought Davian Harley did well his first start at center for us, and we've always felt you couldn't have too many centers. So we've got guys that have not played center before, at least practice some snaps in the last few days, because you got to have somebody that can not just block and know what he's doing, but also can snap the ball. So we've been working a lot of guys at that position just to be sure. And we've been rotating more. Some of those young guys, I really like our young offensive line, and some of them are being forced to play now. So it's good to have this week to try to get them ready.
How nice is it when you have Webb, who's been here for years, and then Cam Jones? Obviously, he's played a lot of football, not here, but just how nice is that when you're trying to break in a new center, and even some of the new younger guys?
Yeah, any college coach will tell you, particularly during the season, at the O-line position, when you're shuffling a lot of guys in and out because of injuries, not because you want to, but because you have to, it can make it kind of difficult. That group has to be on the same page so much more. And it's to me, it's the hardest position to play in sports, maybe other than quarterback. So, like I said, Coach Triggett and Coach Dressler and our offensive line coaches have done a really good job. But we're forcing ourselves to play and have in the last couple of games some of these young guys, because in the next 6.5 weeks we're going to need them.
Defense has forced 15 turnovers, third nationally. Kind of what's gone into that this year?
We didn't have any in the first couple of games, and I think for a lot of reasons, but we've been a little bit more aggressive in the last couple of games. We've got a little fortunate too. We had some quarterbacks that gave us the, throw it to us. That always helps as well. Some turnovers are forced, which are the ones you hope are guys punching the ball out, or a DB or somebody's making a great play, on tip balls or what have you. And then some of them you just get lucky that they give you the ball. Sometimes you get, when the team is behind, when they're throwing more, whatever, you'll get more opportunities to get the ball. But it has made a huge difference in the last few games, because it's not just getting our defense off the field, but the field position that our offense has gotten in the last couple of games has been, I think, probably the key to success.
Did Harley play center in high school? Davion?
I don't remember. I think maybe he did, but he's been snapping with us since the day he got on campus. So that part of it, the biggest, honestly, the biggest, hardest part is obviously that role was like playing quarterback. You have to have some leadership kind of qualities when you're playing quarterback, when you're playing center, when you're playing Mike linebacker. Those are, or you're playing safety. Guys in the middle of the field, so to speak. So he like I said, he did okay, and I think he'll keep getting better.
And they don't look when they snap it in the shotgun, do they?
No. I mean, it's just, but you do it. I mean, I said it's us do it all day, and it should become second nature. But still, you always got to have. I've had in the past where we gotten 2 or 3 centers hurt, and you were down your 4th center. And so when recruiting, I've always believed that you can't have too many centers. It's like you can't have too many quarterbacks. Those are positions that you better be solid at.
You run defense. I think it may have changed with some of the games recently, but I think all 6 teams ran for more than their average. But the last 2 games, it really hasn't seemed to hurt. Do you think that maybe the turnovers are helping? Just how do you guys maybe get the run defense?
Yeah, part of that. I mean, we had. I know, going back early in the year, we were having, problems with the right fits, and the run fits weren't. And then we'd have, like I said, we'd have a mistake. Not only the same guy, but maybe a different guy was supposed to be in this gap, and he was in that gap, and some of that might have been growing pains, but some of it, was just we needed to be better, play better, and try to coach them into a better situation, maybe a little simpler. And so I think we've gotten a little simpler to help our guys play a little faster, but I also think we've gotten ahead and gotten some turnovers, and so it kind of makes it more predictable what they're going to do on the other side.
Are you on social media much? Have you seen a lot of the Brock, Rex-Steiner, just the reaction and just some of the stuff?
No, I'm not on a whole lot, but little Raquel over there she's on. She's on. So if there's something that's pretty relevant, but I haven't seen all the Brock stuff, but I mean, it's kind of it's got a great family story there, and if he gets a little attention for it or what have you, it's in a positive way. That's all good. And Brock is, we're proud of him anyway. Here's a guy that's is one of the hardest workers on the team, and not a lot of people knew about his family, didn't know about him, and now he's kind of making a name for himself. So that's kind of neat, and it doesn't change. There's nothing that he'll have success-wise that'll change who he is or how he works. So that's a fun part about it.
Coach, you've been part of some of these weekday games in the past, whether it be here or at previous stops. How much does that exposure on national TV help the program? Well,
when we brought it up as a league in Conference USA, everybody wants attention for their conference and attention for their programs and attention for their institutions. And in my history in the past, particularly as at West Virginia, it helped the profile of our program, but it also helped the school become more recognized, and the student enrollment went up. And our enrollment's going up here, I think, for a lot of reasons, but maybe the fact that people are talking about Jax State or seeing Jax State on TV, and whether they scan the stadium and the campus, because we got a beautiful campus. It's I guess we've always been looked at as kind of a regional school, and I'm hoping we can look at it as a national school, because there's a lot of people that should know about Jax State. I'm biased, but this is a great place to go to school, regardless of where we want them. We want recruits to come here, what have you. But this is a great place to go to school to get a degree, and it's a great town. So I think the attention that Jax State has gotten in the last couple of years because of the midweek, I think has been very beneficial to our enrollment. I'm hoping it'll keep going that way, because we got a lot to offer here as an institution.
Do you think it helped in recruiting, like when you go and call?
It does, yeah, I do. I know a lot of people. I think it has helped. not just in recruiting, but also I think in attention on staffing wise too. You know, coaches, people that want to come here and work here, and live here, whatever. That's helped as well. So I don't think it's the only factor, but there's no question that the midweek games have raised the exposure of Conference USA, and it's raised the exposure of our program. It's still there's still other factors, you know. Before NIL and all that, I mean, it would have been like a big major factor, right? Now, you know that's there's more to the equation. But any positive we can have, whether it's facilities or institutionally or what have you, you know, we've got to try to do all we can to promote it.
Did you get to watch games this week? And if you did,
Yeah.
what were your thoughts about the?
Yeah, I watched. I think I probably mentioned here. I like to just sit back and watch the game and watch other coaches suffer. You know, 'cause they all look like they're suffering. But inevitably, I'm watching them, and I'm with a critical analysis, like, okay, if this happens, or if this situation happens, or this and that. And Miss Rita's watching the same way. She's like, you know, oh wow, if they're in the 30-some yard line and it's third down and 4, and you know you're going to go for it on fourth down, why wouldn't you go ahead and run the ball so you have short yardage? Why would you throw the ball? Now you're going to have a chance to get to be long. So she's looking at it more critically than I am, you know, but it's still, I have watched conference games where teams will play, we'll try to watch them, and then now, like this Saturday is a Tuesday for us, so I'll peek at a game or two, but we got a lot of work to do on that day. But college football is great. It just maybe it's just me, but when you're watching the game, don't all the coaches look like they're kind of miserable? You know what I mean? And I'm probably the worst one. I'm over getting mad and angry and stuff. Maybe I shouldn't be getting that mad at, but it's like, golly, every time. So that's the one thing that's kind of stood out to me that maybe I didn't notice it before, but there looks like more miserable coaches ever in the history of televised college football. So maybe I don't know what it is though. Misery loves company, I guess.
What do you think of the 12th man situation?
What's that?
The 12th man.
Yeah, I didn't see that. I didn't know there's. I didn't recognize it at the time because I was watching that at the end of that game, and then I kind of understood the strategy. I'd be a little bit nervous that you give them, you know, a little closer yards to the field goal, and then, you know, if he just slid a little earlier, they could have taken time out and kicked the field goal, whatever. But I do know this, like somebody, I don't know, and maybe the rule has changed, that, you know, if somebody ran on the field late, like say somebody was running down the field and somebody ran from the sidelines and made a tackled a guy, like the 12, that happened like, what was it, a long time ago, somebody did, right?
Oh, in a bowl game.
What's that?
It's a bowl game.
Yeah, well, I don't know if you knew the rule of that. If somebody runs out on the field, if it's not just a penalty or 15-yard penalty, the official's discretion can give the other team a touchdown, which rightfully could. It's like, hey, this guy ran off the sidelines and tackled a guy. And that wasn't just the 12th man on the field. That was the 12th man on the field that stopped the play from going any further. So by rule, by his discretion, he can award the other team a touchdown. That'd be a pretty severe penalty, right? So I'd be afraid, like, I don't know if when that guy ran on lazy, I'd be afraid that, that 12th guy went in and an official said, well, in my opinion, that 12th guy stopped them from scoring a touchdown, so I award them a touchdown and game over. That wouldn't be a good thing, right? So anyway, I don't, you know, that's a little obscure rule that for some reason I looked that up a few years ago, but, you know, we'll see. I guess they closed that loophole on it anyway, but I would get, you know, I wouldn't put a 12 guy on there because I'd be like, what could be the consequences, right? Could be more than 5 yards or 5 seconds.
Thanks for your time today, Coach.
All right,
Appreciate it.
For some reason, you looked it up and tried to explain it.